Hello and good afternoon. Hashtag my global family. This is Dre Abeita, everyone's favorite coyote, and I'm here with the hashtag pre-service check-in. And this is the time that I have with my family to talk about my medicine, medical marijuana. As a survivor family of trauma 3 times over, of a rape and molestation as a ramification of Indian boarding schools on my reservation, a police incident with brutality in 2008 in which I got upgraded from severe anxiety disorder to PTSD. And then 3 years ago, family, when I was in a predatory academic relationship in which a white male tenured professor created a cult-like environment would trigger my PTSD episodes on purpose and literally led me to a suicide scare 3 years ago, family. Because grad school should not hurt, family. And this coyote used my personal experience with pain and trauma to literally become a revolutionary and researcher, family, because we need to use our experiences to fuel our path and literally light our journey. So, this coyote has plans for world domination, and I'm going to be president of the United States by the time I am 64. And thank you so much, family, to all the birthday wishes. This coyote turned 40 on March 26th. So, thank you for all the birthday love, family. I was recovering from my second COVID shot. So, in addition to my amazing portrait from my dear sister, Cherie, I also was blessed with getting the second COVID vaccine. And I know it's controversial, and there are many reasons why people may choose to get vaccinated or not vaccinated. But family, whatever your decisions, please try not to create a hostile environment for the people around you. We're all trying to survive and thrive. And if someone does not want to get medicated or does not want to get vaccinated, rather, there are a variety of reasons, family, for that. So please be respectful, because it makes me upset when my family is disrespected. So please remember, family, how we walk in the world matters. Today's resource, I'm also going to partake of my butane hash oil, family, which is another form of medical marijuana and sometimes can come in a little glass container like this. Remember, family, this is fire. You are vaporizing a substance. So please, if a fire extinguisher, have one available and ready. Make sure you're keeping it away from your pets and your children and your loved ones, because it's fire, family. I want everyone to be safe. So this is a kitchen butane. Is it butane? Yes, butane. What are they called, family? I lost my words today. Goodness me. But usually you use this in the kitchen for your creme brulee, family. Chef Neil has been creating some amazing concoctions in the kitchen. I apologize, family. I'm trying to catch up on work, so I've not posted all his wonderful food. But he would normally use this little butane lighter here, and he would crystallize the top of a creme brulee. So more than one. Tools and toys, family. Tools and toys. This is also a glass straw, family. And so if you see someone doing this, it's called dabbing. And it is another form of taking my medical marijuana. You can also see how it has filters here, family. And that is helpful when you are looking for glass pieces. Try different kinds of varieties. Some of them will have a reason. When you're looking at water pipes, some of them will have catches for for ice, and it will hold the ice on top, and that will actually cool down literally the air and the hit that you are taking from your water pipe when you're hitting your medical marijuana, family. So honestly, there are tons of tools that can be safely used to help you get the best and the most bang for your buck. Because let's be honest, family, in this world of capitalism, medication, whether it be pharmaceutical prescribed by your doctor or legalized through medical marijuana by a dispensary, it is expensive. So learning the tricks of the trade on how to make the most of your medication and make it last a little longer are life-saving, family. So don't forget, learning, and we're all learning together. So put them in the comments if you have some amazing tips on how you can help save money and how to best utilize your medication, family. This is all about a community of love and sharing our knowledge. So today, what is Dre going to talk about? Today's topic, family, is important to this Coyote because you know that I've been a lifelong educator. For 12 years, family, 6 in higher education, literally, oh my gosh, was it 8 years in higher education? I can't remember, you guys. So 4 years in K-12, shout out to Laguna and South Valley Academy. And then I taught amazing nurses for 6 years at Brookline College, family. 4 years of teaching social workers at New Mexico Highlands, and I have been at the University of New Mexico, as a doctoral candidate for 8 years now. But that's all right, family. You know what they say, good things come when you wait for them. So I, in all of my roles, right, as an advocate at the University of New Mexico, as a graduate student who has been talking about sexual harassment and issues of advocacy and safety, literally at UNM, family. I'm talking about housing. I'm talking about academic theft. I am talking about literally the everyday traumas that our family has to go through in order to become the superheroes that we all need them to be when they graduate. And don't get me wrong, family. You can ask the high school students that I've talked to. High school students are our future, and I always tell them to seek out their dreams. And higher education is not for everyone, family. It honestly isn't. It is a very traumatic experience, but we need people to go through that experience to get those degrees and become the leaders for everyone. So in all of those many roles, family, I have had the pleasure and the honor to help advocate on the ground for families' needs. And at one point during my career, I had to advocate for a student at one of our APS schools. And this student was being microaggressed by staff members and literally was being treated like a criminal due to intersections of race and class and phenotyping. Right? My amazing mentor, Dr. Nancy Lopez, would talk about street race. So when you look at someone, family, you make assumptions about who they are and how they walk in the world. So you know this Coyote is a proud Indigenous warrior, bisexual, PTSD survivor, revolutionary. But when most people meet me for the first time, they think white lady. And that's okay. I look like this because of colonization, family, and I am proud to be who I am because I am Megalita Hohola Histia's granddaughter. And my family is proud of me and the way I look, predetermined before I was born, family. So let's embrace a humanizing identity. So this child, and I want to remind everyone that the children who are being criminalized by the cradle to prison pipeline. In academia, we study it and we used to call it the school to prison pipeline, family, but it has been upgraded from cradle to prison because the sociological studies cannot lie. They literally can go into a neighborhood in a marginalized community in, say, Chicago, and statistically estimate how many of those children will die prematurely, how many of them will end up incarcerated, how many of them will end their lives early. And those statistics, family, that is us with our goals staring us in our face. I don't want our children to be born into a circumstance and for that to continue to define their life chances. We keep telling our children that we live in a land of impossible dreams and that everyone has equal access. Well, we know that our lived experiences tell a different story. So let's change the world together, family, and actually hold the people in power accountable. So today's resources, I was able to successfully advocate for that student family and protect their rights. So let's figure out how we can start asking more critical questions about our lived experiences and start thinking about these no longer as drugs that have been criminalized, but rather tools of medicine and healing. The first resource that I am going to share with you today, family, is this one. So this is coming from the Children's Hospital in Colorado, excuse me. Coronado is the mall by my house, family. Colorado. And it is coming from the childrenscolorado.org. First of all, this is a podcast that I am going to be putting in the comments, family. And I think that it is an incredible resource that we really need to start as a starting point for us to be thinking about medical marijuana in a different aspect, especially when we think about it with children. So I'm just going to play the intro really quickly, and I will put the link for the entire podcast.
Charting Pediatrics from Children's Hospital, Colorado, where we examine the latest treatments for the most common complaints in pediatric medicine. And now, your host, Dr. Allison Brandt, pediatric emergency medicine physician at Children's Colorado.
Welcome to Charting Pediatrics. I'm your host, Dr. Allison Brandt, and today I'm in beautiful, sunny Orlando, Florida, where I have the privilege of recording live from the American Academy of Pediatrics annual meeting. Our guests today are co-presenters at the conference on a very timely and controversial cultural topic that has many implications in the pediatric population, and that is marijuana as medicine. Joining us on the podcast today are Dr. Alyssa Miller and Dr. Sam Wang. Dr. Miller is the chief of the Division of Palliative Medicine at Nemours Alfred DuPont Hospital for Children and is a clinical associate professor of pediatrics at Thomas Jefferson University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Dr. Wang.
I'm just going to stop it there, family. I am going to drop this link in the comments so that you can go ahead and have access to the entire podcast. But again, I would like to reiterate that this is not some fringe field, family, that these are leading experts in the field of pediatrics, and they're having critical and serious discussions about implications of medical marijuana for pediatric healthcare. And that is incredibly important, family, because these conversations would not have been possible 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And we're talking about saving lives here. Another amazing resource that I would like to share with you from this same website is marijuana safety in the home. So it says what parents and caregivers need to know about marijuana. And it gives some amazing tips, family. Again, like I said earlier, if you have pets, fire is involved. Absolutely. You want to make sure that your medication, like any medication in your household, is kept away, right? Is locked away, is kept away for your pets, is kept away from anyone who might ingest it mistakenly. Especially when my parents come over, family. I have to warn them, hey, do not, eat this brownie. Do not eat this cookie, especially when I make my own edibles at home, right? One of the ways of saving money is to literally make my own chocolates, right? Okay, I don't make them, Chef Neil makes them, but my partner makes my medication because it does save us thousands of dollars in the long run. So how do we keep medical marijuana at home and keep it safe, or recreational, depending on your state? It talks about keeping it away and out of sight of curious children, picking a place where people cannot reach it. Putting your medicine away every single time after use. That is huge, family, especially because, Chef Neil and I are going to have some children. I was telling Gammy, we need like 3 to 5, family, 3 to 5. I'm creating an indigenous dynasty for the White House here. So, we need children. So in a couple years, when our house is full of kids, we're going to have to get in the habit of literally putting our medicine away, right? I can't just leave it on the coffee table anymore. So, considering purchasing a medical block box. It also talks about talking to your children about marijuana. And I wouldn't just say children, family. I talk to my parents. You know me, I'm an advocate. I talk to everybody. But the more people who learn about medical marijuana, the less scary it is going to be for people. And the more we humanize this as a medication, the sky's the limit, family. We can start healing a lot of the trauma that our society is facing. Tell guests about marijuana safety, right? If you have someone who's coming over, talks about a babysitter, ask other parents if they have medical marijuana products in their home. And then be prepared in a case of emergency, right? There's a poison control center, and you make sure you have all just like anything, right? In case there's a chemical that is ingested, you want to make sure you have all of the necessary information to get help right away. So family, this was Dre Abeita, your favorite Coyote, hashtag real life Isleta Pueblo superhero. I am off to go get ready for church. I hope you have enjoyed this nugget about medical marijuana, and this is how we start to transform the world. One conversation and one moment in time. Mwah! I love you all. This Coyote is gonna get ready for church.